Welcome back. The next stage we'll be playing is Port Republic, which has a rather novel army deployment phase. It will ask us to bring 9 brigades, but when deploying our forces we will only get to choose 2. It will then choose 9 other brigades from the rest of our selected corps to arrive as reinforcements. And to those of you who are paying attention, you might notice that 2 plus 9 isn't 9. The stage's brigade count here is actually off. You get to bring a total of 11 brigades. The thing is, we'd rather get exactly what we want and not just 9 other brigades. So today's army management will be designed to avert that little bit of the upcoming stage. Unlike last map, this time we don't have many leaders in the barracks at colonel or above, so we can pull the whole inventing officers trick liberally. Let's take our lone colonel and assign him to lead of 4th Division in place of Jesus. You can't create new officers when replacing fallen leaders, only when making new divisions or corps, so may as well fit old Butler in here to get him out of the barracks. Next, we head to 2nd Corps and create a new division in it, inventing Colonel Number 1 in the process. Then head back to 1st Corps and take the brigades we don't want in this fight and transfer them to 2nd Corps. With 2nd Corps full, we can make yet another division with yet another ethereal colonel. Ethereal? Colonel Ethereal? Go back to 1st Corps, transfer more guys, come back to 2nd Corps, and now we can make a 4th Division with yet another highly decorated nobody. And with 2nd Corps full up, let's make a 3rd Corps with a generated general. Generatedal! And of course, a colonel for it. With all that fun out of the way, let's head back to 2nd Corps, send a couple brigades back to 1st, and actually set up the force we want for the fight. All brigades present will be upped to 2,000 men or 14 cannons for this fight. So let's do that first.
Form line!
Then get the accuracy perk for Early's cannons. And finally, I have a soft spot for Hexamer, but his Snipesomers aren't coming to this map. So I'm going to grab him from over in 2nd Corps and put him in charge of one of these brigades temporarily. Over to the Career Points tab. In order to unlock the 6th Brigade per Division slot, we need 9 points in Army Organization. That means 3 more points. I have 1 on me, and there are 2 more side battles before Gaines Mill, so I can just barely get that coveted last slot before the next grand battle. As such, drop the point into Army Org. And that's it. Let's get to the battle. Your operations throughout the valley have forced the Federals to mobilize a significant force within the area, delaying their offensive plans against our capital. A 2nd Union column under General Shields is marching to Port Republic. We must attack and destroy the Union force. This will be the last battle in the area. Defeat the Federals to force their retreat from the valley. Then you'll be free to move your forces and support the defense of Richmond. A Yankee brigade has been spotted taking up positions in this area. It must be the vanguard of General Shields' division. Currently, you only have one brigade available, but there are more coming from Cross Keys. They are marching to support the attack and soon will join you. That's a lie, you get two. Our scouts reported that their main force is strung out along the muddy roads and is not expected to arrive soon. Advance your brigade and attack their vanguard before the rest of the Federal troops arrive. The lone enemy starting infantry brigade is found here. We are going to employ a novel approach to dealing with them: total apathy. In the rest of the map, the Union have a pair of skirmishers around here, and a cannon battery at this point. They will also be getting an infantry reinforcement from this spot shortly after the mission begins. And the thing with this stage is, the enemy's infantry is huge in individual size, but small in brigade count. We are going to want to make sure to keep their few brigades from being able to support each other. Stealth in this mission is pointless, as there are two vision points here and here that the Union will be in control of. They will spot you the instant you cross the stream anywhere. This is where our two starting brigades will head. Through a combination of sporadic sprinting, holding fire, splitting off skirmishers to cover, and letting the general himself take fire from the cannon, we'll be taking our starting guys and moving into these woods, destroying the artillery, and engaging in a fight where both sides will be heavily covered, and therefore will take a considerable amount of time. And that is intentional because we get our reinforcements from here, and shortly after, the Union get a big batch of reinforcements from here. However, by occupying the south enemy reinforcement, and completely ignoring the original brigade until backup arrives, we can take most of our reinforcement group to the top right and lay out an ambush that will make the ambush convoy mission look tame. And given the size of what the Union is bringing, that's a good thing. Split off skirmishers from both infantry immediately, and have them head over the river to the left side, give the infantry hold fire commands, and order them to move way to the bottom of the map, as you see me doing here. The two enemy skirmishers are finicky, and we want them to engage our skirmishers or run, leaving our infantry free to head south. To get them to do this, we need to be very careful with the positioning of our guys relative to each other. Assuming you give your skirms the move orders immediately, then you want your infantry to move at a walking pace until the very first man of the very first skirmisher team hits the water. That's when you give out the sprint command. General Johnston will cross the river first, and take some extremely long-range cannon fire for it. After that, you are going to want to keep him close to the skirmishers, only slightly in front of them, so that he continues to be the cannon's target, but not far enough forward that the enemy skirms turn around to take shots at him. Given that corps commanders are basically immortal in this game, he'll be fine, but man, I'm glad I'm not in charge right now. Also, I don't need the two supply wagons for a mere 2 infantry brigades, but if I take them off the field during the deployment phase, they will arrive with the reinforcements, and take up 2 of the 9 slots the reinforcements would. So to make sure I get all 9 combat brigades, I'll keep the wagons on field, but let them hang out in the northwest until needed. Once Johnston takes the second cannon volley, have him back up. While he can't die, we don't want him to flee the field from taking too many hits. Time for the infantry to do some work. After that first anti-cannon volley, I'm going to slide the skirmish teams south to secure the west woods, Position the Mousemaster's unit in the left side of the center woods to prepare for the reinforcement infantry, and mid-range is given orders to keep chasing the cannons until they shatter. Once the cannons do shatter, mid-range will rejoin the Mousemaster's team to deal with the South infantry in a long, drawn-out, high-coverage slog. With our reinforcements here, it's time to move them. For starters, we can see the enemy central infantry now. The viewpoint at the bottom left has a pretty big range. To keep the middle infantry busy, I'll send a single brigade down to meet them, from the woods of course, with the 2 higher experienced cannon batteries backing him up, and a supply wagon. And in the top right, a nice, sizable ambush, provided by the 2 single-star cannon batteries, the other supply wagon, and 4 infantry brigades. 3 of them will be at least partially in the woods. The 4th will be along the map's right-hand edge. Make sure that 4th infantry is far enough back so that he doesn't take any of the return fire. I call shenanigans. I just came from Krosky's last video. There may have been 4,000 remaining infantry, but there ain't no way they had 40 cannons left. Oh, hey there, General F. Well, he didn't last long. The southern enemy infantry retreated east, and I know that it was east, even though I wasn't watching, since my skirmishers west haven't moved. The Mousemaster and mid-range are going to take up defensive positions to make sure the Unions stay trapped on the right. The overall goal of the units not involved in the northeast ambush is to pin the enemy into the bottom right. No need to press them hard, because like Shiloh, we can just hold them there until the rest of our force is done with their job and joins us. Once routed, the runner at the north fight can be pinned against the river in the marshy terrain by a single infantry brigade, even one smaller than him. Simply position him here and he'll have such a positional and morale advantage that he can finish the runner off by himself, taking few losses in the process. It should take him about as long to finish this guy as the rest of the ambush takes to finish off all the other guys. I should have realized this earlier, but I can save a few casualties on mid-range by sliding them north just a tad, putting them more into the housing terrain bonus. The enemy brigade will still be well within firing range. If the range Kemper is firing at seems a bit long to you, that's the terrain high ground bonus coming into play. He's up a hill, so firing down it gives him longer reach. Anyway, I'm going to go double speed here, as the scattered enemy forces aren't exactly putting up a fight at the moment. ambush is done. Every enemy north of the capture point is gone. At this point, I can bring down the entire force and surround the final enemies proper. As they are in heavy woods, it will take a while before I can whittle them down. I don't want to force the end, both because getting into melee is unnecessary casualties, and because I have plenty of time left. The battle timer might be about done, but the stage can be dragged out until the game clock says 12:30. I'll box them in with 3 brigades and the 4 cannons firing, and the rest of the infantry will take a position to charge them when they are down to a single brigade. General Johnston himself will hold the capture point, and I'll accelerate to 4 times speed. Even at 4 times speed, this is still taking a while. I need to figure out what to put in these extra long verbal downtimes. But for now, have another picture of my mother's corgi, with my mom trying to put a hat on him. This is as close as she got. At this rate, the Union won't lose an infantry brigade until around 11 o'clock on the timer. You know what, let's have my waiting brigades get some stamina training in. Just need to make sure they're back in position later with enough time to rest up. Well, there goes Brigade number 1. I'll give my chargers a hold fire command, but I need to give them a couple more minutes to recover stamina. Once again, the Union are felled without hope of retreat by their most nefarious of enemies. Thin yellow map borders. Here we go. Done. A near total loss for the Union, with 10,000 of their 11,000 men killed or captured. All of my squads are above all of theirs again, with impressive kill-death ratios for everyone. Cannon Man Sully even managed to pull off a no-deaths round. And their third best squad was the one that surrendered to us. The Mousemaster has made Major General, and Hexamer has finally gotten his 3rd star. Oh, this other guy is a general now too, I suppose. 12 more Napoleons. By this point, the Union isn't even fielding any 12-pounders, but I certainly don't mind taking the next gun up from them. I'm also amassing a fair number of Palmettos, which will be nice eventually. And these pattern 1853 Enfields are basically the Union's superior equivalent to my 1841 Mississippis. I'll be able to make another mid-range brigade soon. Port Republic comes to a close. I have 1st Winchester as the next video, so until then, stay safe and don't take any wooden nickels.